Get that fucking trash out of your life. You have legacies to build. We grew that business from 3.4 million to 17.1. Horsepower, not horse shit. You want to be the parent that's an ally. They don't need another fucking friend. Not everybody's cup of whiskey. Toughest advice for the toughest businessmen. Be relentless. The more we tell, the more we sell. Smell you later. I'll see you when you're better dressed.
Smell you later.
Good times. So I get this question a lot when it comes to writing copywriting, sales. How long should an email be? How long should a sales letter be? How long should a letter be? How much copy should be on a flyer or a postcard, a social media post? How much copy? How much is too much? Is the email too long? Is the video too long? And it's interesting because through my 31 years of doing this direct response marketing, there is no too short or too long. There is no too much copy or too little copy. There is only too boring. That's it. Let me give you an example. So my videos that I shoot here on my walk every single day, 365, I take you for a mini adventure down by the lake or around the community or wherever. Some of these videos are 22 minutes. Some of these videos are 35 minutes. Some of these videos are 47 minutes. And some of these videos are 60 minutes, an hour or more. And to the untrained marketing and advertising and sales eye, person would say, oh my, who would watch those? Those are way too long. I don't have half an hour. I don't have an hour. But here's the thing. When you think of a Netflix show or a movie that's 2.5 hours, people sit down and they watch those all the time. You wouldn't think twice about watching a 30-minute program that you like the old Seinfelds. You wouldn't think twice about watching a 45-minute show on Netflix. You wouldn't think twice of going to the movie theater with your queen and watching a movie that's 2 hours in length, because it's not boring. If it's a lousy show or it's a lousy movie or it's a lousy documentary, you're going to turn it off and you're going to walk away. So it's all about entertainment. When it comes to marketing, you're in the entertainment business. The people, tomato cans, like to say, oh, Michael, we're in the information age. There's never been more information. It's very true that we are awash in information, but we're not in the information age. We're in the entertainment age. Every human being on earth carries what in their hand? 24 hours a day, their smartphone. And what is that smartphone filled with? Entertainment. Videos, texting, emailing, messaging, anti-social media, vomit politics, fake news, but it's all entertainment. We want and need to be entertained. So when it comes to your marketing and advertising, you can never underestimate the difficulty of the task. That's huge. I'm going to say that again. That's $1 million statement for your marketing and advertising. Every video you shoot, every email you send, every phone call you make, every sales pitch you make, your website, all of your marketing and advertising. You can never underestimate the difficulty of the task. You got to picture your prospect, your client, as this person sitting on a couch. They're sitting there with food. They got pizza. They had their food delivered. They got the TV remote in one hand. They got their cell phone in the other hand. They're texting. They're emailing. They're watching cat videos. They're checking out YouTube. They're texting with their buddy. They're watching the game. You know, they got the Cheetos crumbs, the chip crumbs on their gut. And you're asking them to stop what they're doing, read your message, consume your message, watch your video, and then of all things, pick up the phone or go to your website or email you and buy your product. That's a big ask. That's a big ask in 2023 because everybody's attention is so fractured. We're walking around, you know, in a society of drones and clones and zombies. 99% of your prospects are suffering from digital dementia. They're suffering from manufactured mental illness. They have an attention span of 7 to 3 seconds. 7 to 3 seconds. So you can never, ever, ever, ever underestimate the difficulty of the task. And this what goes back to the great late Gary Halbert's advice about any marketing or any sales. The gun to the head principle. If you don't reach out and grab your prospect by the throat, when it comes to your headline, your subject line, the title of your book, the title of your video, the first sentence in your email, the first words you say, if you don't reach out and grab that guy or gal who's on the couch watching TV on their phone, watching Netflix, eating, if you don't reach out and grab that person who's distracted, who's overwhelmed, who's stressed, who is frazzled, mentally frazzled and fatigued, if you don't reach out and grab them right by the throat with a gun to your head, headline or first word or first sentence or hook, you have no chance. You have no chance to get and keep their attention to sell anything. So whenever you're writing any piece of marketing, any piece of copy, whether it's an email, a flyer, a postcard, a letter, a fax, a social media post, a phone script, maybe you're shooting videos like I am, maybe you're writing a sales letter, maybe you're writing a referral flyer, whatever it is, if it's marketing, it's selling. Does this reach out and grab your ideal avatar prospect by the throat? Is this a game showstopper? Is that subject line going to stop them dead in their tracks? Is that title going to stop them dead in their tracks? Are they going to stop what they're doing, watching dancing bears on BoobTube? Are they going to stop, and are they going to stop everything they're doing, put down the TV remote, put down the cell phone, and give you their undivided attention? That's what I call, or that's what Gary called, the gun to your head principle. Writing copy, advertising, and marketing with a gun to your head. And what Halbert said is it's visualizing that somebody has a gun to your head. And they have a gun to your head and they say, listen, if this piece of marketing doesn't work, if it doesn't sell, if it doesn't cut through the clutter, if it doesn't do its job and get read and get acted on, if it doesn't sell, then boom, you're done. Gun to the head. If somebody had a gun to your head and they said, listen, this has to work or you're done, is that the email you would send? Is that the video you would shoot? Is that the subject line you would use? Is that the headline you would use? Is that the title of your book? If you had to sell 50,000 copies of a book or you're done. Is that the title you would select? And this is the mentality. Every time I sit down and I write a piece of marketing, a piece of copy, and I'm just about done with it, I stop myself and I say, gun to my head. Would I send and use this copy, this advertising, this marketing, if I had a gun to my head? And then 90% of the time, I stop and make it better. I make it more balls to the wall. I make it more aggressive. I make it more specific. I make it more dramatic. I improve some of the words. I make it more wow. I make it more grab them by the throat. Because I don't have a second chance. I've got gun to my head. It's the same as being broke, where I was broke and bankrupt. And I'm sending I call it my Doug Flutie Hail Mary email that I sent back in the day in the insurance business. And I'm sitting there writing this first email, these first couple of emails to a list that doesn't really even know me. And I'm sitting there going, this is a total Hail Mary. If this email doesn't produce, a couple $1,000s, I'm going to go broke. The bank's going to pull the note, and I'm going to be the laughing stock of my family. I'm going to be the laughing stock of my small town. I'm going to be the laughing stock of my community. That's gun to your head. So I sat down and I wrote those emails literally like my career depended on it. Because it did. It did. And now that my career doesn't depend on it, I don't have to make any more money. I don't have to work another day in my life, but I write emails and I shoot videos every single day. I still need that gun to my head mindset where I reach out and grab them by the throat. And you have to manufacture it. When I start a webinar training, the title is everything. The first sentence, the first words are everything. And I got to keep grabbing the guys by the throat all through that 90-minute, 2-hour presentation. Same thing when I do a mastermind training on a Zoom call. The title, the first few, the sentence, the subtitle, what I talk about first, everything has to be grab them by the throat, grab them by the throat, grab them by the throat. Get them back, I'm losing them, get them back, I'm losing them, get them back. I'm literally competing with dancing bears on BoobTube. Like that's what's out, like the amount of information and entertainment that's available that's competing with your message. You gotta wise up and understand that nobody cares about your marketing. Nobody cares about your email. Nobody cares about your video. Nobody cares about your book. Nobody cares about your social media posts. Nobody cares. They care about themselves. They only give a shit about what's happening in their own life, and they'll only give you attention if you grab them by the throat, if you have that gun to the head principle, and you literally grab them by the throat and say, look, this is going to help you. And then they go, well, this is going to help me, then I want this. That's what it's all about. It's all about self, what's in it for me? Constantly, when you're shooting your stuff, when you're writing your stuff. The radio station, what's in it for me? For them, that's what they care about. They don't care about what it's going to do for you. They care about what can it do for them. Why should I buy any insurance from you? What's that going to do for me? Why would I buy my jewelry from your store? What's that going to do for me? Why would I buy my commercial flooring from you? What's that going to do? What's in it for me? Why would my wife and I spend our date night at your restaurant? What's in it for me? So when you have this mindset of how difficult the task actually is, you can sit your righteous ass down each day and you can write with a gun to your head mindset. And it changes everything. It literally changes everything, because now you got a chance. Now there's a chance that your email could be opened and read. And if it's opened and read, there's a chance that it could sell something. But never underestimate the difficulty of the task. We are awash in nonsense, information, unserious people, clutter, distraction, anti-social media, dancing bears, you name it. So you've got to understand there's no such thing as too long or too short, just too boring. Is that video entertaining? Is this email is it entertaining? Is it relevant? Is it relevant, and is it the most exciting thing they've seen in their email box today? Is this the most entertaining video that they've seen today? Is it relevant, and is it entertaining? We live, men, in the entertainment age. We pay our entertainers millions and millions and millions of dollars. Look at the entertainers. The entertainers, whether there are athletes, whether there are Hollywood celebrities, movie stars, TV stars, authors, speakers, musicians, artists. The entertainers are the people that we give the money to. We value entertainment. Do you think that we value teaching? Look at how American teachers are paid and treated. They barely can pay the bills. That's how much respect we have for our teachers that work with our children, millions of children. Meanwhile, we'll give somebody $150 million to shoot a movie, and our teachers in America are starving because nobody values just information. They don't value teaching. They value a person who can do it and entertain. Tony Robbins is a teacher, but he's a showman first. Penn and Teller, showman. Muhammad Ali, showman. Elon Musk, showman. He's just the P.T. Barnum of 2023. All he is showman for his products. Henry Ford was a showman. Andrew Carnegie was a showman. Trump is a showman. Ronald Reagan, when he became president, an incredible showman. Winston Churchill, showman. Brene Brown, showwoman. The Kardashians, showwomen. And they're in the entertainment business. They never fool themselves. They understand the difficulty of the task. They understand it's going to take everything they can to cut through the clutter and to get listened to. They're looking for eyeballs. They've built an audience. That's why they're multimillionaires. Madonna, Lady Gaga. It's because they've built an audience. They've built eyeballs. And then because they have an audience and they have these eyeballs, then the sponsorships follow. Then all of a sudden, they have the multi-million-dollar sponsorships. It was like Tiger Woods in the day and Tom Brady and these corporations that then want their name and their brand associated with that person, with those eyeballs. There's a certain audience. There's a certain audience that follows Patrick Mahomes. There's a certain audience that follows Stephen King. There's a certain audience that follows Connor McDavid. There's a certain audience that follows Conor McGregor. They all have eyeballs and they all have an audience, and they're all in the entertainment business. I don't think Conor McGregor sits up there at a press conference and worries about whether, I shouldn't do over more than 3 minutes because people won't listen. No. When you're an entertainer, there is no too short or too long. You're either entertaining or you're boring. And if you're boring, you're gone. Keep that in mind. Gun to your head principle, the Gary Halbert gun to your head principle. Never underestimate the difficulty of the task. Cutting through the clutter and grabbing your prospect and your client by the throat, whatever your marketing is, and remembering when you sit down to write, when you sit down to send an email, shoot a video, write a sales letter, remember, you're in the entertainment business. You live in the entertainment age in 2023, and you are in the entertainment business, and that is how you have to think, behave, and act. That's it. I'm opening the doors for my Email Millions mastermind coaching program for a couple of days. Emailmillions.coach. Emailmillions.coach. It is the honey that brings in the money. If you want to have the power to sit down and write a swimming pool, or write a kitchen renovation, or buy a second vacation home in Florida, or travel the world with your queen, if you wanted the ability to sit down and write college education for your kids, or a new boat or a new truck, whatever it is, you want to raise funds for the Rotary Club, you want to do more contribution and volunteering, you want to hire better people, email is the eighth wonder of the marketing world. You can sign up at emailmillions.coach. It's literally cup of coffee money, something like $3.24 a day to be part of this. It's one-on-one coaching from me for the whole year. I write all 52 emails for you this year. I do a training once a month on copywriting, when to send them, what time to send them, what software to use, how big the font should be, what font I use, all my tricks of the trade over the last 20 years. I sold $150 million by email and mail, so I understand email pretty well. And I give you my entire soup to the nuts, A to Z program. And every week I write an email that you can send out. I show you how to build a list. If you have no list, that's where I was with all my companies. Barbershop, no list. Hockey club, no list. Insurance company, no list. Consulting company, no list. I started at ground zero. I started with 10 people on my list, then 50 people, then 100, then 200, then 300, then 3,000, then 4,000, then 10,000, then 15,000. And in my insurance business, over 17 years, up to 62,000 people on my email list, which I sold for 500 grand when I exited the insurance business. That was a separate deal. So when you're selling your business down the road in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, one of the nice gravy trains is the fact that you have something there to sell, which is, that's future bank for you. Future bank, where you can sell your email list for 50 grand, 100 grand, 500 grand, even $1 million, who knows? And so it's equity. It's the honey that brings in the money. Emailmillions.coach. Emailmillions.coach. That's it. Do what we do. When you get home tonight, make sure you hug your wife and your kids, hug your family. You'll feel better. They'll feel better. And the only legacy that matters is built after 6 p.m. Make sure you turn off those phones and you stay connected with the people that matter the most to you. Your best friend's secret weapon wife, your children, your grandchildren. If your kids are gone, if they're away at college, or they've moved out of the house, or they're in their 20s, make sure they hear your voice every day. Not a text, not an email, not a message. They need to hear their father's voice every day. Pick up the phone and call them for 5 or 10 minutes. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. When the king does not rise, the kingdom dies. When you get home tonight, make sure you hug your family. That's rule number 1 for kinging up all badass millionaires. Hug those families. And that's it. Okay. 2 words that changed my life. 2 words that'll change yours. Be relentless.